So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Venus-Mars conjunction through houses. Because since we already completed our Sun, Moon, Mercury, now we're going to Venus. So we're doing Venus-Mars in the first house of your horoscope. And as always, if you do not know if you have this particular position, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, along with the other astrological details, check out the links here, Astrology.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and link to my academy, Maghavedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently teaching the Nandi Nadi course, especially with the Bhachakra. And also I'm going to be uploading a video on Vastu that is very important, which actually, just to be honest, I'm kind of ignored it myself in my own home. And once I'm like, okay, this problem is here, let me just take care of it. I don't even know what's happening. And as soon as I fixed it, I discovered there was a problem that I didn't even know it was a problem for the past 4 or 5 months. And then suddenly I discovered it. I'm like, oh my God, how is it that I didn't notice this? And then of course I fixed it. But now I know. I've got to make sure of this particular thing. So I'm going to be showing that on the small Vastu course soon. So anyway, Mercury, Mars in the ascendant, right? The first house of your birth chart. And so, first of all, Venus, in a person's chart represents marriage, love, wife, money, luxury, abundance, name brands, many, many more things, ornaments. And Venus is also a planet that goes against the social norm. It goes against the grain. This is why Venus and Sun never get along. Because Sun rises from the east, and for Venus, Sun rises from the west. This is why you will see why Venus loves being an evening star. Because of the setting of the sun in the east. And this is why Venus enjoys getting out at night more than daytime. Right? This is why on Friday nights, everybody likes to go out and just have fun. It's just naturally ingrained in us from somehow millennia ago. So when Venus is in the ascendant and now it's with Mars, one thing you will see that this individual, whoever their horoscope is, male or female, they have to sculpt their body. They have to go about making sure that their body is their temple. They're going to want to make sure that each angle and muscle is toned. With Venus and Mars in the ascendant, a person gets some kind of an injury, mark, cut or bruise on the face that becomes their beauty mark. Something around between this area, sometimes they will have some kind of like a mark here or mark here. Especially this area is Venus, the chin. So on the chin area, there'll be the cut, but then that cut becomes somehow enhances this person's beauty, their attractiveness. And usually you will see that if a person is attractive, they're going to have that particular mark. Venus and Mars in the ascendant will show that if this person wants to make money, if this person wants to make money in their life, their body have to be appreciated. Their whole appearance has to be appreciated. Only then they make money, which means that when you go out to make money, unless of course Jupiter is in the 10th house, then you'll be making money from sitting home like me. But if Venus is with Mars here, you have to be the person who is there to convince people to make you money. Meaning, I don't care if you're a plumber, I don't care if you're a lawyer, I don't care if you are a carpenter. When you have this Venus, unless people can relate to you and who you are and what you are about, you're not selling that product. Because Mars is the Dhiya Karka. Just like the trine, the trikon, the original trikon, Mars becomes the Dhiya Karka, Sun becomes the Atma Karka, Jupiter becomes the Jiva Karka. So this particular trine, so the Dhiya, the body, is with Venus, money. Usually you will see these people either become great trainers, models, okay? They want to become cultural figures like influencers. So even if, let's say, you sell real estate with this, unless you are there advertising about the property instead of getting some stock footage and putting that in the commercial, slapping some fonts on it and say, okay, this is available, contact us, blah, blah, blah. Somebody else may actually get that from that commercial. They'll prosper through the commercial. You have to appear there, and you have to appear in the most perfect manner. You have to appear confident. You have to appear aggressive. Okay. You have to appear loud about what you're selling. And that's when money comes in. Of course, this person will also, usually in a man and woman's chart, in both of their chart, they usually don't have to do much. The person you want to be with will walk up to you and introduce himself to you. But because of Mars's involvement, there would be involvement of either younger brother, male friend, and especially including, and then again, these are not written sutras or slokas out there. But you will see when you meet this person, either a bartender might introduce you to this person, like, oh, they'll bring a drink to you, say, this is from that person right there. Especially when Rahu gets involved. However, when with this Venus and Mars, we also see, and then you got to understand, I've had these things. I have made these type of predictions for people, and then they will get another reading and will say, oh my God, you said this is what's going to happen, and this is how I met my current boyfriend or girlfriend. That was amazing. And I'm looking back at their chart and I'm like, what was I seeing that I said this? And then I will look at that. I'll tell them, send me the audio again, because I don't have the audio. I'll listen to it. And then I'm, okay, maybe I did this and this. But the thing is, this is why an astrologer is important. Instead of just astrology and just like ready-made sutras, is that you're able to sometimes, with your environment that you're in, with your Vaksiddhi, with whatever that happens, you sometimes say something because that planet at that particular time was saying something else to you. And if the same person comes back a month later, you will not even notice what this planet is saying. They'll say something else now. That's what happens. And of course, with this Venus and Mars, we see the person will go through multiple breaks. They have to go through multiple heartbreaks before meeting the right person. You will see that the wife is going to be aggressive. They will get angry. They will want things for themselves first. Okay. The spouse will focus a lot on how their health is, how their body is, always conscious about their appearance. The other thing, if money does not come for this individual, the more you get physically involved, in sports, and especially like if you go to an actual dwelling of the gym, you will start to kind of run this Venus. Venus starts to dance when you take support of Mars, especially if Venus and Mars are there. You're single. Let's say you're supposed to get married late here. I'm not saying it does, You're supposed to get married late here. Venus is the original second lord. You should sit down always on the floor and eat food and sleep on the floor. This starts activating your Mars and Venus churning, especially with Venus being money. Money comes through either when one works on physical body, like one becomes. I've seen a lot of massage therapists, physical therapists, gym trainers with this, models with this, but also people who make money through agricultural land, people who make money through land and real estate or dealing with selling machineries, especially sometimes when one goes into business of selling either medical devices or devices that beautify something. Let's say there's a device that you put on your head and it somehow maybe massages your muscle and takes away the wrinkles or whatever. There's so many things now. Those are the things that will make you money. If this particular person works with their younger brother, money begins to come in. And that too, of course, depending upon if that relationship is good, then you involve them in your process of making money. And if, let's say, you're a female, you involve your husband or your younger brother in terms of making money. But also with Mars and Venus together, it's a very good combination for a good marriage. Okay, very passionate marriage. Excluding all the other things that might be there, because I'm simply talking about Venus and Mars. Because even one little thing can also, cause a difference. But when these two planets are, they're together, yes, they will be fighting. Yes, they will be arguing. But there's also that internal passion that rises through those fights. At the same time, there was one thing that just left my head that I wanted to actually say, and it's like right on tip of my tongue with this. But I don't know. It's like right there. Maybe they don't want me to say something. Okay. Maybe they want me to say something. But also with also Venus and Mars. Because again, Venus is luxury, right? So usually you will see these people will love going towards luxury cars. When they get a luxury car, that also is part of that activation in their life of wealth and money. Like, for example, if this particular person with this Venus, Mars in the ascendant is single, you will see the moment they start to work out and build their body, build their muscles, somehow their dating life will become active. Okay. And the other thing, younger brother will somehow make money through either a creative process, media. They themselves could be media influencer nowadays, or they would make money through banking and jewelry. That's how they will make money. But also with Venus, Mars, if you have this particular position, and let's say there's also axis of Rahu and Ketu in the second and eighth house, this person would also find interest in Tantra. Tantra Vidya. It's actually a very strong catalyst of that. This conjunction. And like I was telling you earlier, both men and women with this in the ascendant will find cuts, bruises. Anytime you get a card, there'll be some kind of like a small scratch always that occurs. Some people will even say, I'm not saying it, some people will say, oh, just put like a scratch underneath the car somewhere when you get it so you don't deal with the other scratches. But again, this is not something I'm telling you to do. I just hear these things. Okay. Only in certain cases, I would advise that part. But anyway, this was my analysis of Venus Mars conjunction. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. And if you want to know where your Venus and Mars are placed, all your astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye bye.